the first point is basically everything about honeybees that you can think of. There'll be some sort of genetic differences amongst bees for it. So honey production is a really obvious example, and we know that a proportion of different queens or different hives will have different amount of honey that they collect in a particular location in a particular year, and some of that range, some of that difference is due to differences in the queen's genetics. Some of it's also through what they got from the drones. But basically, every aspect you can think of honeybees, there'll be genetic differences in the bees for that. And if we can identify which ones have got the best genetics for whatever it is we're interested in, we can breed from them and we get better and better bees over time. Now, I think that's well and truly known and understood, but it's kind of worth stressing the point. I will guarantee that basically anything we can think of to record about these bees, whether it's to do with pollination or not, there will be genetic differences in the bees for it. And that means potentially we can pick the good ones for that and other things. And a really big part of this program is actually going to be working out what can we record on the bees on a reasonable scale, and do we want to change it? So there might be some things we don't want to go increase or decrease. There'll be some other things that we do want to increase. But basically everything we can think of, there'll be genetic differences in the bees. And we know that from both here and overseas, honey production, health and hygiene traits, for instance, temperament, they are all affected by genetics. So there are individuals with better genes for those things and individuals with poorer genes for those things. From my perspective, the point of having genetic improvement is basically because if you don't, costs rise, and they usually rise faster than people's income. So all of the other things being equal, if you just keep on using the same bees as we've got today into the future, for people to make a living, they're going to have to be getting more money for the honey or getting paid more for the pollination. Whereas if we improve them, people can keep pace with the cost of living or with the cost price squeeze. Now, that's a sort of economic reason to be doing genetic improvement. It's why people do it in other species. We've doubled the milk yield of cows over the past 25 years in this country. If that hadn't happened, dairy farmers there would be no dairy farmers. They couldn't make a living. And the same principle applies to all sorts of things. But the other thing that's obviously really important in the case of bees is to do as much as we can to be prepared to overcome or adapt to disease risk such as Varroa, but there'll be other things. If we've got a genetic evaluation program where we know as much as we can possibly get about, for instance, hygiene traits, we're going to be better off in terms of responding to new and existing diseases than we would otherwise be. And so it's perfectly feasible to understand the genetics of disease traits and to improve animals for that.